Hey guys, Melissa and Ellie from the L.A.M.E Book Club podcast here. We are so excited to jump into Red Rising with you. Just a quick heads up, we are releasing episodes that we have previously recorded for our Patreon, so you might notice that the format is slightly different.
And if you are impatient like us, consider joining our Patreon because all of these episodes are archived and available ad-free. We are currently continuing on with the series and are having so much fun doing it. We're doing Morning Star. It's so great. We mentioned this in the episode, but we don't read ahead at the time of each recording, so the episodes that we're doing that you're about to listen to right now are completely spoiler-free. For now, enjoy as we dive into Red Rising chapter by chapter.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the L.A.M.E Book Club podcast. My name is Melissa.
I'm Ellie.
And today we're going to be going through chapters 8 through 14 of Red Rising. And
Yay!
As a reminder, this is our first time reading it, so I have no idea what happens starting in chapter 15 and beyond. Neither does Ellie. We've been using all of her. She has been using all of her self-control to wait until after we record to keep reading.
If there are any spoilers, it's purely coincidence and our genius minds at work.
Yeah. But like I said, we'll be going through 8 through 14 today. I'm excited. If we take a gander back to our last episode, I want to say that I gave this book a 65, right? 60, 65?
Yeah.
I am upping that to at least 80 now.
Nice.
After these chapters.
Chapter 8, literally I gasped out loud. It was so good. Can't wait to get into it.
So, very exciting. But before we do, if you don't already follow us, please do so. We're at L.A.M.E Book Club Pod across all platforms. I would assume most people here do, but you never know. And next Monday, our Crescent City episode, chapters 29 through 35, will be coming out, so stick around for that. And as a reminder, the following week, we will be taking a break due to Baby Moon and break. And then we'll be back the following week after that with another Red Rising and Crescent City.
Wonderful. Friends, we still have merch, so we have... I almost said shirts. No, we don't have shirts. We have totes and we have stickers. But you know what I really want?
What?
Is a hat.
Pasties.
Like an embroidered one that's like book club. Something book club.
Ooh.
Probably the L.A.M.E. book club.
No, that would be really cute.
Yeah. When I was in Scotland, I saw these hats. They were like book themed hats. And I was like, that's so cute. I want one for our podcast. But...
speaking of DIY, well, you didn't say DIY, but book themed. I have been on a big DIY kick lately, and I was just perusing Pinterest as one does, and I came across this concept for like a paper bag, like one of those brown craft bags, like for a gift. Yeah. But then someone took a white marker and drew on it so it looked like it was the cover of a book. But it said like your best chapter yet or something, and then like as if it was the spine, it said happy birthday. It was so cute, and I'm not that artistic, but I'm gonna take a swing at it for my next adult friend's birthday that I know likes to read.
Yeah, put that on the Discord if you do it. I want to see what it looks like.
Well, I might just share what the professional image looks like versus my attempt, but I will post it in the Discord so that everyone can see what we're talking about regardless.
Love it. Well, we still have stickers and totes, so if you're interested, you get 15% off because you're here. You're part of our Patreon. Lucky you.
Yes.
And we do have one Patreon shout out. Welcome this week to Catherine. Hi, Catherine.
Welcome, Catherine.
All right.
And we have a Let's Get Personal question. I want to do more of a this or that edition this week. So Ellie, don't look at the screen. Rapid fire. Okay. This or that. Pizza or burgers?
Oh, pizza. Always pizza.
Me too. Except Five Guys burger
does make that so difficult. Good.
It does make it difficult.
Five Guys is my favorite burger of all time.
Unfortunately, I fear pizza is just more consistently the winner, so I'm gonna have to go with pizza as well. All right, ocean or space?
Ocean.
Ooh. I'm scared of both, so I'm going to say space just to switch it up.
Me too, but less scared of ocean.
I think it's like less scared of the enemy kind of situation for me with the ocean.
It's a familiar fear.
However,
space.
Yeah, but however, because it's a familiar fear, I know what can go wrong. Whereas space, I'm still fairly ignorant. So it's like, yeah, okay, maybe I can't breathe, but what else could go wrong?
Yeah. It's
All right,
ocean
lock
for
me
me.
in space. Okay, smart or rich?
Ooh. Rich.
I knew it. I'm going to say smart so then I could become rich.
But you also just have, like,
Loophole.
yes, but you have to also just kind of have luck of the draw because there's so
That's
many
so true.
smart people out there
I know.
that are not rich at all.
That's so fair.
And I would love to be a dumb rich.
I would dumb rich. I'd still pick smart because then I could argue and be right.
You know
all
what?
right.
That is priceless.
That is, especially for my personality.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs? The
Cats.
Tale as old as time.
Cats.
You picked cats?
Yes, because I'm not a dog person anymore after I got Winnie. Obsessed with her. Out with the dogs, in with the cats.
Yeah. I picked neither at this point. I'm at that point.
That's fair.
I used to catch me a few years ago, dogs all the way. I love cats. I just have never had one. So I have no experience with them.
They're just so much better, so much easier. They don't make you mad like dogs would. And I even think when I have this baby that Winnie will be the least of my problems. The dogs are so not aggressive, mean, but just like, they're just
in
so
your face
big.
all the time.
They're like clumsy. They're ditzy. They're just, they don't know. And they're well-meaning, so you can't even be mad at them, but you can be because they're just so annoying. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else that has had children listening to this has experienced this or not, but apparently there's an actual, I think I was telling you this, Ellie, there's an actual word for it because so many women experience this postpartum, but there is like a thing where you hate your pets. I want to say it's even like specifically dogs, but maybe it's just because they're the most like common. But there's actually like something that the phobia, like arachnophobia is like the fear of spiders. It's not a fear, but it's some kind of name like that. Sure. And it's genuinely, it means when you have like misplaced anger towards your pets, like you hate them postpartum. And I have been suffering with that since my oldest daughter was born, I fear.
It's tough luck of the draw. Yeah, dogs are, but cats, they're not so desperate for your attention, which makes me want them more. It's like they play hard to get for their entire life, and I love it. Yeah. I am a cat chasing a mouse.
I was just saying, if I don't love the chase, then I don't know what All right. Well, I think I know the answer to this one for you, but morning owl or morning person or night owl?
I probably am more of a morning person, but I choose night owl. That's that.
That incorrect. You are a night owl.
Well, I would love to be a night owl, but I don't function well anymore at night. I'm like in bed by 8 p.m. Morning though, I wake up at 5 and the whole day ahead of you, you get a smoothie, you go on a walk. It is just the best. So I do enjoy the mornings more than a night.
That's true. I will say that's probably changed because high school Ellie, you did not function in the morning. Yes. Adult Ellie has changed. I right now I'm neither. I'm tired in the morning. I'm tired at night. But when I'm not
she's a real she's a real 2 p.m. kind of gal.
No, I'm also tired then too. That's actually the worst time of the day. No, it's once I'm not so fresh postpartum, I am a morning person though. I always have been. Even when I didn't want to be, I was. I was always the first person to sleep at slumber parties and the first person awake. Like clockwork. It was the worst. Because I also had such bad FOMO, so I hated being the first one to sleep because I missed things. Okay, summer or winter?
Summer.
Yeah, I think winter for me, but that's because I have very mild winters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just lived through America's worst ice storm in 50 years, and that sucked. But this summer I got to garden, and my blackberries came in, and that rocked. So it's summer for me.
Tell me why, when you said my Blackberries came in, I was thinking as if it was like early thousands, the cell phone. I'm like, when did you get a Blackberry?
Now I can call anyone from the garden.
Yes. All right, last one. When it comes to movies, action or comedy?
Neither. I actually really hate comedies. I will die on that hill. My dad doesn't understand it, and I don't understand how he could like them. Comedy's so specific to each individual person.
That's fair.
I rarely find a movie actually funny that I'm LOL laughing, but I also don't really like an action. You want me to watch Denzel Washington or Keanu Reeves pull out their guns? No, thank you. A drama is what I want. Titanic, specifically.
Yes.
Every day.
All right.
Everyday Titanic.
Everyday Titanic. Well, on that note, comedy for me. So let's recap. Well, not fully recap. It just as a reminder where we ended the last week, or our last episode, ending chapter 7. Darrow died. But wait, he didn't. He's alive, and he is with Harmony and the other boy, whatever. And they're like, now we're going to take you to meet Dancer. And that's how it ends. So let's pick up in chapter 8. He's meeting Dancer, which if anyone's like me, please tell me that you also pictured Santa's reindeer, because Dasher and Dancer and Prancer. Thank you.
I actually didn't picture the reindeer himself, but I pictured a very Santa-esque man, and I couldn't figure out why I was like putting those two things together. That's why. The reindeer.
Well, that and probably because of this line, and this is exactly how I opened with chapter 8 in the outline. I says, this chapter opens with me thinking that Ellie has secretly written this book due to this quote. Yeah. But he being Dancer, is thick and terribly old, maybe in his 40s. White swirls from his temples.
But you know what? I think I'm starting to realize their lifespan, these chapters, their lifespan's just way shorter. So when you hit your 40s, you're like, whoa, old man. Whereas in my eyes, it's just regular life that I'm like, wow, it's going so fast. Death is so near.
Well, that's 100% why it's like that in the book. Unfortunately,
I didn't know that in the first 7 chapters.
I mean, I kind of picked up on that based on, they kind of alluded to it when he talked about, like, that's why people get married so young and blah, blah, blah. But
I really missed that. I just thought, such is Mars' life.
He
thinks like I do. 35 is old.
Crazy. Imagine, Ellie, wait for it, 40. So I think a combination of the description of him being thick, having some swirls in his hair, and the fact that his name is also that of a reindeer, I too pictured a Santa-like character for Dancer.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on. Dancer finds out Darrow knows that they are sons of Ares. I am going to be so for real. I really thought, by the way the ending of the other one was, I thought that his uncle was Ares. That was kind of a thought that was in the back of my mind. And he certainly
could be still. We don't know who he is, so
that's fair. He could be. I'm less confident on that though.
Dancer.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm less confident on Uncle Nero being Ares after these chapters, but I still was very much like team Uncle Nero equals Ares at this point reading it.
Wow. However, that would be so cool after like everything Darrow has said about him, like you're lazy, you're not bold, you're not courageous, you're weak. Yeah. And he plays it safe. That would be actually the juxtaposition of it all would be crazy.
I know. And you know what? I even have a little bit more on that in the outline. Not so much like the connection, but more on like what you just touched on. Yeah. Darrow wonders aloud why they need him. And Dancer's like, I'll answer that for you. He says that Io could not have been saved. Harmony makes a callous comment about her being a martyr, and Darrow naturally attacks her and tries to choke her out. Dancer ends the fight and promises Darrow will have justice. Later, Harmony cleans the lash wounds on Darrow's back. She says that Io's death had an effect and that Darrow should turn Io's dream into reality. And I'm just sitting here wondering why she is so mean.
She's so mean.
Her backstory. who hurt her? Who hurt you, Harmony? Why are you
I know.
like this?
Yeah, well, quite literally, who hurt you? Her face is
yeah,
gone.
also
But
that.
yeah, I was like, how dare you speak of Io this way? She's not even like
She couldn't even
freshly in the
defend herself.
ground. She's just, yeah, she's so recently dead, and you're gonna say to her husband, who's grieving so intensely, her death didn't really matter. You better pick up the work.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, and it's like, we couldn't save her. She is the Mockingjay of this. I
Yeah.
also am gonna point out too, this really screamed Hunger Games for me in the first 7 chapters. I can see how it's becoming its own story now after this chunk of reading.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's still some like similarities, but now I feel like we're getting to the point in the story where it's more of I'm assuming Red Rising came out after the Hunger Games, right? I think so.
Surely, yeah. I think it's newer.
That's what I was thinking. Well, duh, the cover says first there's Ender, then Katniss, now Darrow, so it had to have been afterwards, so never mind.
First there was Darrow, then there was Ender, then there was Katniss. You never knew.
And then Darrow again. But now we're getting to the point where it feels more inspired by versus I'm going to take this and this works and I'm just going to redo it in space.
Yeah. I will say, you pointed out that you, like, jokingly, you could have seen the main character as Will Poulter in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when he was all gold. It's all I've been able to picture, and I really like him for Darrow. Because of what happens in these chapters, I'm like, wait, I really see this.
Darrow, that's not who I was picturing for Darrow. I was picturing him for Aju, Augustus,
the gold
Nero,
guy,
whatever.
The gold guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The governor, whatever.
Well, it's shifted. He is Darrow.
He is now Darrow. I guess that's true by the end of this. That is fair.
Yeah.
But, see, we'll get into this later on when we actually start diving into that, because it's still not it for me, specifically for Darrow. But moving on. Dancer reveals that Uncle Neril was conspiring with the Sons of Ares and pointed them towards Darrow. And this is where I said, remember, I was like, I have more on this. I genuinely still don't understand what beef Darrow has with his uncle, because he still is calling him weak, even after learning all of this. In this chapter, he's still like, ugh, what a weak man. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not saying he's like the creme de la Edgar of strength or anything, but he's older than he's outlived pretty much everyone in your area. He's a secret good guy, like pointing people toward. What about this is weak? I don't understand.
Hurt people, Melissa.
That's fair.
All I can say.
I love it. Darrow scoffs at Dancer and his organization. Dancer tests Darrow by asking him to pick one of 2 cards from a bowl.
I liked this test.
It was also this test that made me realize I am stupid, because I did not understand why he ate the card.
It's not too late for you to choose rich with me.
No,
we don't need to understand these things sitting on our piles of money.
On our yacht.
Yeah.
That's so true. But do you understand? Like, I get one was a lamb, one, why did he eat it?
Because he took so I don't know if you caught this, he didn't look at either card. He just took Dancer's words for, so he knew ahead of time that both cards were going to be the one, like they were the same. So there wasn't going to be one or the other. I forget what they are. So let's say fox and rabbit. So he knew both were going to be foxes, right?
No, it was a lamb
and like a dagger. It doesn't matter. So then you so both are foxes. Without looking at them, Dancer can see both faces. He can't see. He eats one, therefore implying that, I turned the other one. It's a fox, so I knew that this one was rabbit. He didn't have to see it at all. He, like, juked him. Does that make sense? Did I explain it right?
Yeah. No, I hear you, and I read it. I'm so stupid that I just don't understand.
He didn't leave room for cheating. He took the whole situation and took ownership of it, where he was like, you're saying there's a rabbit, you're saying there's a fox, I'm going to put the rabbit in my mouth. Oh yeah, look, there's a fox. I win.
I guess.
And therefore, I'm just like, implying like, I don't have to look at it, so it must be.
I guess, but if he picked up the card and he flipped it around, he wouldn't have had to lie. He would have been like, I got the one you wanted me to get.
No, because he said, like, whichever one there wasn't. That's the one he was supposed to get. So he was supposed to get the rabbit, or like show me which one's the rabbit without, I don't remember what exactly the wording was, but
I fear I'm more confused now than before I asked the question. I'm going to have to read. No, it's fine. It's not you. I was confused to begin with. I'm just going to have to reread it again and hope that I understand it this time around. I felt like what I was saying. I'm like, I just like, okay, they're both the same card. I understand that he caught on to what was going on. I just didn't understand the aspect of then him eating it being him winning. That was what was confusing to me. But it doesn't matter because I'm not going to pass the test.
I just want to try again because I'm like, but it's so simple. Because if he eats it without looking at it, it doesn't give Dancer the room to be like, oh, you picked fox rather than rabbit. He can say,
but you know what else doesn't give him the room to? Mouth. But you know what else doesn't? If he flips the card over and then they flip the other card. That also doesn't.
No, because no.
See, this is where it's fine. Darrow outsmarts him by eating the card that he chooses. This whole scene, and I even wrote here, this whole scene confused me too. Dancer explains the difference between the mythological Ares and Mars. He says that Reds were trained not to use their full capabilities. Ooh, intrigue. Mm-hmm. You got me, Dancer. Dancer placed footage of Eo's death on HCs throughout Mars, and people now call her Persephone. Ha! Loved that comparison, and I loved that we're bringing in more. Persephone, that was Greek, correct?
It's Greek, yeah.
Yeah, I like, because we had all the Roman influence, now we're bringing in more Greek influence. Big fan. He leads Darrow through tunnels onto a lift. Darrow would like to kill Nero. Dancer then asks him to think more expansively about his mission. And I liked that too. It's like, yeah, I get you want revenge. But you know what would be a better revenge? Think bigger.
Yeah.
Darrow steps off the lift, squinting in sunlight. He walks across an unfamiliar wooden floor toward natural light streaming through windows. He glimpses a city. And I just did not expect to be so right so quickly, because I was, let me say half right. I didn't necessarily anticipate there being a city already built, but I did say, yeah, right, they're not going to see the light of day. And this proves that they were never going to see the light of day and live on the surface. The fact that people were already living on the surface.
I'm right. Insane. But I will say this is where I gasped. I should have seen it coming, but honestly, I feel like I'm not reading this so much for like, oh, what are the theories and what can I predict? More as I'm just reading it. So when they reveal that it's already colonized, what are we doing down there? We're just sustaining life up here. The betrayal. It was a knife to my heart. I loved it.
I fear that because of this podcast, I simply cannot just read anymore. I'm always like, I have to guess what's going to come next. It is.
Oh, it's
but I'm
simply
not mad
as a
about
curse. Chapter 9. Darrow watches gold and silver people flying about the city in grav boots.
And I simply need to stop you here because it's actually hilarious that you brought up the Guardians comparison, because I have yet another. The way they explain the gold and silver people flying around in their grav boots, it was made me think of John C. Reilly and his army and people in Guardians with all like the starships.
Yeah.
And like flying around. There's nothing specifically that they said that explain, like that's just the visual I got, because it felt like space. They're flying around. For John C. Reilly was in my mind during
Napoleon Dynamite's moon boots for whatever reason. That's like all I can see, except they just levitate you a little bit. Yeah. Crazy. So Darrow witnesses cars and ships amidst the luxurious city, which is organized by color. He's even like seeing colors that he's never seen before. Existed in classes. And I was like, more shocking. He realizes the depth of falsehood he was fed all his life. Dancer explains that humans began colonizing other worlds 700 years ago, beginning with Earth's moon, Luna. Mars's colonization, in addition to that of other planets and moons, followed. Luna's citizens defeated Earth in the conquering. People have inhabited the terraformed Mars for hundreds of years. This isn't a new city. And high reds, so better than the reds down below, higher reds, are just sanitation workers up above, while low reds like Darrow are the ones enslaved underground. So they're still kind of like serving everybody else.
Yes.
They're always the lowest. I can't believe this.
It was in this chapter where he was like, wow, like EO was right. We literally are slaves. Like there are even some people in his caste, his color, that are allowed to be in the city, yet he is part of the unfortunate subgroup that isn't. It's crazy. Also, there was most of, like, I try to condense this as much as I could. Most of all of this, I really felt like Pierce was on his soapbox with just the naming of random crap and making us confused. There was an entire paragraph where every other word was my eyes could not read. I just was like, what is happening? What was it? They're terraformed and they're para-terraformed, and there's Sigalaboots driving up the Skuhazits, and it just lots of things. And I was like, what is happening? And I realized this paragraph like confirmed it for me. I realized before I had started reading this next set of chapters, after I'd only read the beginning, I was talking to my husband and I was like, I just don't understand why it's so hard for me to grasp this sci-fi book when fantasy books, no problem. Like, I get it. It's all made up, like, ultimately. But for some reason, it just one sticks more than the other. And this paragraph is what made me realize what it is. It's the info dump, all of it at once. There was so much in this one paragraph that I know for 100% fact some of this is going to come back, but because so much was given to me in one sitting that I'm like, I'm not going to remember any of this. And so that when it does come back up, I'm like, I don't know. Who knows? And I feel like we're spoon-fed a little bit more in fantasy books, and that's why it sticks.
I think that is such a good analysis, because I feel like that's actually the exact opposite thing. Like we're two different people with that, where I'm like, I really like how fast paced so many sci-fi books go and how much they give you in one chapter. Like every chapter is just so much information, where fantasy, you know me, I really don't love a slow burn. I hate when things are dragged out, when the plot has to wait 10 chapters for the lovers to find each other. Ugh. So,
well, see, and it's not even,
I'm all about a dump.
It's an info dump. It's not a plot dump. The plot for me, this is moving at a speed at which I appreciate. If it was a little bit slower, probably would like it too, but I don't feel like the plot is going too fast. It's the information, all of the grav boots and the lifts and like all of the things that they're called, like that, like, I don't know, just like stuff.
It's similar to kind of like One Dark Window, where you just need to read and trust the author, because we weren't going to memorize all 12 cards and their powers. But when the author is like, okay, we're going to talk about this card again, they kind of subtly write in what the power was again in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Pierce has to do that, because there's no expectation that in one paragraph we're like, memorized it up here.
Yeah. Yes. But I will say I noticed things in our reread of the One Dark Window series, or Shepherd's, whatever, that I did not the first time around, and I was very confused the first time around. So I also, maybe it's just, I think it's just me. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's not poorly written or anything. It's just, I'm like, this paragraph is what made it click for me. I'm like, this is why I'm having a hard time understanding certain things. It's just because so much information is unloaded all at once. And then you kind of go for a little bit without it, and then it's blah, 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 like all of it at once.
Maybe. Well, Darrow asks how the Reds will reclaim their planet, and Dancer answers, blood. We like that. Remembering EO and his family, Darrow decides to join the revolution.
Huzzah!
I was kind of disappointed in how hesitant he was to still, even then, to join. I felt like his agreement to be part of it was so fragile, because how Harmony reacted to his wife's passing, how just grief-driven he was. It felt like he was like, well, I have nothing else to do, so I guess. But he still, like, almost every page he found fault with something where he was like, why are we doing this? So
Yeah, I agree. I think I was kind of surprised at, I feel like he's really, I have a hard time believing he's 16 reading this. Like, I don't know. Not that 16-year-olds can't be mature. And I do think the one reason it's really believable for me is the lifestyle, like how he talked about how, I mean, when you're 35 and you're still kicking it down in the mines, like that's saying something. So, I mean, you have to grow up quicker. And so I do understand it to some point, but then just most young boys are a lot more impulsive than that. So I think I agree with you. I'm kind of surprised at how hesitant he's been with a lot of things throughout this book. But
I guess I just would have expected Eo's death to spark something more for him to be like, I totally understand. I'm 100% on board. Let's kill them all. Like,
I get that.
But he's still very sensible, which is fine. All right.
Yeah, we're not mad about it.
Yeah.
Chapter 10. Darrow remembers how his cousin sold herself to a gamma for medication to help her husband. And then her husband murdered the gamma when he found out. And then they both died. That sucked. Darrow reflects on how the society has pitted clans against each other. To be honest, there was a lot, once again, a lot of explanation and a lot of backstory through all of this. And it's even like about the city. He's like walking through the streets and seeing all these colors and stuff. It really felt like a stretch to me that Darrow understood all of this. Because, I mean, we're reading this from his point of view. When just 30 seconds ago, he didn't even know there was a city above the ground. But it's not the end of the world. I feel like all that information should have come from Dancer instead of Darrow, because I'm like, you didn't know this place existed. How do you know all this about all these things you don't understand? But Dancer explains Ares' plan for Darrow. Darrow is thinking about it and goes, how about nah, that's impossible given the caste system set in place to squash him. But we, the unlucky readers, are left to guess what that plan may be. Dancer has disguised Darrow as a high red. He asks how many times they have attempted this plan, and Harmony says they have 97 people that have tried and failed before him.
And at the time,
would have been like,
we don't
no,
know
thank
what
you.
the plan is.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, what possible? Like, I honestly couldn't have predicted what they were going to do. Truly.
No.
Like, maybe if I really had a lot of guesses, I could have maybe skimmed it. But, like, I had no idea where this book was going. 97 people? How could I possibly be the one? I wouldn't be. Just kill me now.
Just at the end of the last chapter, Dancer straight up says, like, the only way to reclaim it is with blood. So, since I don't know what the plan is, I'm thinking violence is got to be involved. Like, that's the only route that I'm thinking this could possibly go. Well, good news. We don't have to wait long to figure out what it is. Darrow, Harmony, and Dancer travel through the city of Yorkton, observing the bright lights, impressive technology, and color-coded sidewalks. Really liked the visual in that, though.
Yeah.
In the low-color district,
you know what it gives?
What?
It gives... Do you remember... of course you remember. You know the Lorax when the mom's like, I bought this new tree. You've got summer, winter, and disco.
Yes. You know what? It does. I was thinking more along the lines. There's this Disney short. I don't even remember what it's called, but it has an umbrella and there's rain.
Yes. They're old and then they turn young in the rain.
So it's less about, obviously, the concept of that, but visually with all the colors and the dark city and the rain. That's kind of how I was picturing this.
Yeah. Also, if you look up modern day, I want to say it's Shanghai, but it's definitely China somewhere. It's just like this city of incredible lights, technology. I was so impressed with the shorts I was seeing on it. So
I am fascinated with all of Asian culture. I bet. I want to go so bad.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, in the low color district, the group passes the green alternate reality businesses and pink brothels. Yee! They proceeded into the busy bazaar. When a brown stone walls dancer... Okay, I'm not gonna lie, when I was reading this, it took me... I had to reread it a couple times because I'm like, brownstone... There was brownstone.
The whole building. It stopped him.
You telling me he didn't see it and then continued to not see it. So it took me a minute, but I got it. the color brown person stops him because he's like a bouncer at the club. Dancer reveals his gun with the Sons of Ares marking. I'm not gonna lie, this whole part confused me just slightly too, again, because I'm like, isn't that supposed to be like a secret rebellion? And the guy, he was saying, oh, we're here to see Mickey, and they're like, we don't know who Mickey is, which I get it. If it's a secret meetup, they're not gonna just straight up admit it. But when he showed him the Sons of Ares, he just like flippantly whips that out, and they're like freaked. But they're still like, I don't know who this Mickey guy is, but go on in. I'm like, I just feel like if you're at a secret, what they would call terrorist society, you'd be a little less like
flippant with your
with
symbols,
showing that around. But it doesn't matter because they get in and they go to meet Mickey, not the mouse, but the carver, who is a violet. Dancer tells Mickey that they came to ask him something. Harmony gives him a box, and Mickey freaks the freak out at whatever is inside. Mickey, also confused by this, he was like, it explained that he was with like a group of freaks. Essentially, they all were like, had interesting limbs, and he even said Mickey, well, I'll get into this in a second, but he has 12 fingers. Really odd. But then they're all like, what is it? And he gets mad at them. He's like, you freaks, get away. And I get it now. I think he's just trying to get him to go away. But I'm like, did you have to be so mean about it? It seems like you're in charge. Couldn't you just said like, you're dismissed. I need to have some privacy with these ladies and gentlemen.
I wasn't into this until he opened the box. And then I was so into this. Like the whole idea of like Mickey and the club and all this. I was like, nah. But then when he opened the box, I was like, yes!
Well, I
so creepy.
In my mind, I pictured Mickey as like a 50s gangster. The way he talks, that's kind of the vibe
I almost
he was giving
picture
for
him
me.
like, this is so much Guardians. This is way too much Guardians to relate to this one book. But the guy with the big goggles and the white hair, he's like the inventor. He's the one who had the Infinity Stone first, and they got it from him.
Yes!
Yeah.
I was gonna say, when you said the big goggles and the white hair, I'm like, are you sure you're not thinking of Dr. Nefarious from Despicable Me?
Despicable Me. I said cookies. No, it's what's his name from Wicked? We all love him.
He's in Wicked
Isn't
too? That actor?
No, it might not be. Let me see. Guardians scientist. Wow, I can't.
He's like a
scientist.
collector.
Yeah, that's his name, the Collector. Okay.
Yeah.
The Collector. Guardians. Oh my gosh, it's not at all who I thought it was. I'm so sorry, everybody. Don't replay that.
Ignore me.
But yes, this is him, the one that does this with his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, that's what I pictured, the Collector.
Well, that's... Okay, excellent. Inside the box, we learn it contains sigils of the golds. It just had gold wings, and I was thinking, it took me a second to remember what their sigil was, because again, info dump. I was thinking full-on angel. I'm like, how did that fit in a box?
This box is huge.
Did they shrink? Did they like expand as they fell out? What the heck? But then it quickly all came together. Dancer reveals his plan to transform Darrow into a gold and put those new gold sigils on his hand, replace the red sigil, put these golden wings on there. And now the prologue made so much more sense to me instantly. Because now I'm like, oh, obviously he is in this crowd. They think he's one of them. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. Loved it.
But I was a little surprised, though, in this chapter, why the carver, aka Mickey Mouse, aka the gangster from the 1950s, was so shocked by this plan. If 97 other people... Well, we learn later on that they went elsewhere, but in the moment, I was like,
assume he wasn't the guy that did this.
But I'm like, man, how many other? But then Darrow earlier was like, oh, he's an artist, he's a violet, they're so rare. How many other people could have done this? Then I don't know. It's fine, whatever. But
maybe not a lot, and that's why 97 failed, because they just couldn't get through and do a good job.
Well, also, as I'm typing this out, I know it kind of went back and forth between calling him the Carver and mostly Mickey, but like in the book, so I kind of went back and forth with doing it. And every single time when I accidentally typed bone carver instead of regular carver. and And then I was remembering that and this is where I'm like, it comes back. I remember he had 12 fingers. Who is he? Floop from Spy Kids? What is happening?
Floop us,
I don't understand.
Help us, save us. I want to watch that tonight.
Dude,
that movie slaps.
I have, believe it or not, another Alan Cummings reference in this outline.
That's
crazy. Can't even. I know. I love it.
All right. Chapter 11. Harmony and Dancer try to compel Mickey to perform this seemingly impossible surgery on Darrow. Mickey describes that making Darrow into a gold will require much more extensive work than merely affixing the sigils to him. It's like you have to change his entire body.
Crazy. I loved this, though.
It gives, and I'm sorry, I don't want to put this picture in everyone's mind, but it was in mine the whole time. It gives white chicks.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
And I loved it. I was like, oh, the work that goes into this, wonderful.
That's hilarious. That is not at all where my mind went, but I absolutely co-signed that is where yours went. So funny. I did like, though, that it's like, no. We have to, it's more than just putting these little gold things on your hands and like spray painting you gold.
Yeah.
We have to change your DNA. Like,
yeah, literally who you are to the core, to include how you behave, how you speak, how you look at people, everything.
It was so intense, it killed him again.
Yes.
Yes. Crazy.
I was shocked to read that. Okay. He argues that as a Red, Darrow is not smart enough. Mickey recognizes Darrow from the HC footage of EO's death, however. Dancer describes his plan to send Darrow through the Gold's training protocol and become a peerless Scarred, an elite leader with the Golds. Not just one of the lower Golds, not a middle-class Gold, but the tippy top Gold.
Jinx.
Yes. Mickey predicts that Darrow cannot withstand their ruthless culture. And then Darrow challenges Mickey by solving his electronic puzzle cube, basically Space Rubik's, while describing his difficult work as a hell diver.
That hilarious. I'm picturing him. I know he doesn't, but 12 fingers were mentioned, so 12 fingers were what I was imagining. I pictured Darrow with like 12 spider fingers doing his Rubik's Cube and explaining what was happening. So funny. I was laughing out loud reading that part.
I don't know if you guys, or if you, let alone you guys, have watched The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
I have not. I've seen parts of it. I've seen parts of it. I just haven't sat down and watched the whole thing in one sitting.
Yeah. Well, there's one point where this guy, top level of the company, can't do a Rubik's Cube, and so then Will Smith is like, "Can I try that?" And he does it, and it like lands him an interview or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I've seen that part, actually, believe it or not.
Love that part.
Yeah.
Darrow solves the puzzle, astounding Mickey with his mental ability, or smarts, as members of the elite literary analysis would say. His wicked smarts.
It's wicked smarts, is see, and again, this is where it's giving 50s gangster.
Yeah.
I see, you had the wicked smarts. Chapter 12. Mickey performs surgery on Darrow's hand and brain, and as we mentioned, he dies a second time in the process. While in a coma and sleeping, Darrow dreams of EO. This was so sweet, the way this was written. Mickey plans to transform Darrow's body into that of an Iron Gold, an ancient warrior with extraordinary physical capabilities. Think Hercules. Mickey must augment Darrow's like everything down to his skeleton and his muscles. Throughout the painful process, Mickey regales Darrow with stories of his youth. They discuss the servitude of Darrow's people, and Darrow's body adjusts to the new gravity and the rich food of the city. Mickey recognizes the poison of pit vipers in Darrow's blood. He replaces Darrow's red eyes with golden one. The fact that also at this point that he's like, are we out of harm's way? And he goes, oh yes, the mortality if you haven't already died, it's smooth sailing from here. Now I'm just going to rip out your eyeballs and replace them with new ones. Crazy work that is not considered
crazy work.
The death part of it.
Also, my friend was telling me, I don't know how reliable he is. He's, yes, my friend, but he's Grant's friend. And so then by proxy, he's my friend. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't my friend first. You know what I mean? So the trustworthiness, I've not vetted myself. That's where I'm going with this. So have you seen the reels or videos or articles or whatever of people who are getting their actual eye colors surgically changed?
Shut up. No.
Yeah. So it's like
that cannot possibly be good for you.
Well, that's so the guy that's Grant's friend / my friend a little bit said that there is an absolute to that surgery that you will go blind within your lifetime. Not like immediately, not within maybe even 10 years, but like it's a guaranteed that like the technology just wasn't there. So you will go blind. And they know that going in and still are like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
That's wild.
But I'm not sure people would actually do that. I feel like that's not something that's like, I don't feel like that's true. But he said it with so much confidence that I would be remiss if I didn't repeat it.
That he speaks like, he sounds like someone I need to hang out with. That's how I talk about things I'm only 40% sure of. I speak with absolute authority.
It would take me one Google, but will I do it? No.
That is, I mean, and I guess I'm so like content with the color of my eyes, so I would never even consider. But that just feels like such, especially when colored contacts are a thing, that just feels like something that's not that big of a deal to potentially lose your eye, or to as a guaranteed of at some point, whether it's 5 minutes before you die or 10 years before you die.
Keep going through the outline. I'm going to do it meanwhile, and then at the end, I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, Mickey also gives Darrow a zither for playing, and he plays the songs of his people. Harmony physically trains Darrow in a concentration suit, which uses virtual reality to help him gain muscle. And boy, do I wish I had one of those bad boys. Talk about, like, hitting your goals within a matter of weeks instead of years or months.
I'd be scared. Literally, her quote was like, if you don't throw up, you don't train hard enough. And that's simply not my mantra at all. It's, if I nearly throw up, I'm done for 6 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
really
you're also
rest the bod.
You're not trying to 6x your body at the same within as fast as possible. So there's that too.
I guess. I don't know. I don't want it, but I do.
Darrow overhears Mickey complaining to Harmony and Dancer that his training regimen will ruin his new body. Darrow's strength and knowledge increase exponentially. Also, they talk about how he drank this elixir and then listened to like audiobooks on fast speed and just like immediately retained all of it. I want that for Crescent City. I just think it would help a lot.
I'm gonna send you a TV show. It's an episode of It's Always Sunny. I don't think it would be funny normally to you, but I think that you would like it after hearing what Darrow just went through. Basically, have you ever read Flowers for Algernon in school?
No, I haven't.
Or anything? So the premise of it, in the most brief way, is that they have this new drug and they give it to this guy who is, I think he's just autistic, or he might. Yeah, I think he's autistic, and he just has, he's not able to learn like everybody else. So they give him this drug, and it ends up working really well to where he's so smart, and he starts like listening to like different languages, and he's able to speak all those languages now, whatever. So It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia did a spin-off of that.
Oh no.
Where they gave Charlie this drug, and all of a sudden he's able to speak Chinese, and it's going really well, and he's super excited. Except in the end, they're like, these were always sugar pills, and they flash back to him speaking Chinese, and he's just speaking gibberish the whole time, and everyone hates him, and he's so impressed with himself. And this was that.
That's hilarious. Except alternate ending, because that's not what was going on here. But hilarious.
Could you imagine if, like, in Darrow's mind, it's like this serious, but then in reality, somebody's literally just painting him gold, and then he's speaking gibberish.
Oh my!
Like, he's so smart.
To find out, like, we're getting the story from his POV, and then next chapter we get it from Darrow's POV, and he's like, this guy thinks he's so serious about this.
Yes.
All we need him to do is walk across the street and pretend to be gold. That would be so funny.
It would be. That's the comedy I'd sign up for.
No, and then we find out that Uncle Neril is really the main character in this. And he's good. Darrow gazes at his new image in the mirror as a winged pink named Evie cuts his hair. Mickey greets Darrow, who realizes that he fears him, meaning Mickey fears Darrow. Darrow grabs his wrist when I was just waiting for him to be like, and I crushed him in my palms, which didn't happen. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed. I like Mickey. I don't hate him, But that just would have been an interesting read.
It would be.
But he doesn't. And he just tells him to treat Evie well or he's going to come back and he will not be happy about that.
I really liked that he took a measure to protect Evie. I liked that a lot.
This is where I said I had another Alan Cumming reference. The more I read about Mickey, the less 1950s gangster he became and more host of the Traitors, Alan Cumming.
You really love that show lately.
I love that show so much. I have binged all 4 seasons in this last week. It's incredible.
Oh my gosh. I love that. All right.
But that's who I was picturing now, even though, again, not at all described like him, but that's where my mind went.
Fun. Chapter 13. A pink named Mateo trains Darrow and insists that he learns gold manners and speech patterns. This is what I was saying. And Darrow is not good at it. Mateo is hilarious, however. He's very cutthroat. He's very like, you'll never make it. You're a fool, an idiot.
But he's so proper while doing it. I love
so
how, like, Darrow's speech, he keeps speaking like a red, and then what did he call him? Goodman, but it's essentially like gentleman. He's like,
yes.
Oh, are you sure? Gentlemen, are you sure? That was sent me. I thought it was so funny.
Yes. So Dancer tells Darrow his new gold name. It's going to be Caius Andromedus. But Darrow is like, absolutely not. Look at me. You've taken everything. I keep my name.
It's Darrow.
Yes.
As long as Caius is spelled and pronounced like Darrow, I'm in.
Yeah. Mateo conducts a lesson in culinary customs with Darrow. Golds do not leave a dining table to use the restroom. Use a variety of cutlery and do not eat to excess to demonstrate self-control in front of peers. Already, I'd be like, well, then count me out. You put a DiGiorno's in front of me and expect
tell me to leave 20% of it? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Ooh. I fear
I'd be a pixie.
They'd look at me and after that DiGiorno's and be like, red, huh? And I'd be like, yeah.
How did you get up here?
Dancer helps Darrow with his gold accent. He tells Darrow this gold identity is a cover for his true mission. Dancer describes the customs he enjoyed as a young man in the mines, which resemble those that Darrow once knew. They bond. It's cute. He charges Darrow to remember Eo's dream as he becomes a person he hates. Emotional manipulation. It's cute.
I know. We want him to do it, but he's a good salesman. Let's just say that. Dancer knew what he was doing.
Yes. Dancer warns that Darrow will have to compromise his morals to succeed as a gold. And I fear that I'm nervous because I like Dancer and I even like Harmony, to be honest, but I am worried that it's going to be one of those lesser of two evil things. Like, well, the Uprising, they're great, but they're starting to become more corrupted, but they're better than the Golds and the thing they've established. And I don't like that. I hope Darrow has this team behind him.
Yeah, and I really hope that that's not what ends up happening because I fear that we'd be back to, this is Hunger Games in space, if that is the direction that this goes.
Yes, exactly.
Well, good news. It doesn't go there today. Chapter 14. Mateo teaches Darrow 5 gold dances. Darrow dances the 5th, the Palamedes, with particular skill. So he's so good that Mateo's like, all right, be so for real right now. Are you actually a red? Like, you're lying to me. I know.
He was like, didn't he like threaten him like physically?
Yes,
he was
like with a knife.
Actually. Yeah. Like, be honest. I love that.
I also cannot believe that dance is still such a
believe it, sis. The body speaks.
I just still can't believe that dance is such a, what is the word? My goodness, such a
prominent, an icon.
Yes, thank you. Such a prominent theme in this book. Like, no, it just was not on my bingo card for the zither and dance to be a big part of it when there's also grab boots, just interesting. I'm not mad at it. I just am shocked. Darrow looks up the Palamedes and witnesses footage of Gold's fighting technique. He says like they fight as if they fight in like pairs and it looks like they're dancing while they're fighting. And I love that. Beautiful. I wish I looked like I was dancing when I was fighting. The following morning, not that I fight, but, you know, if I did.
I was going to say, what are you doing?
How often are you fighting? The following morning, Dancer tells Darrow his new name, Caius. No, just kidding. Darrow Andromedus. So essentially the same thing, just Darrow. Mateo takes Darrow to learn how to ride a horse. However, Darrow has difficulty riding even a wee pony. After a particularly clumsy fall, a beautiful gold woman mocks him as she passes him by on a stallion. And right here and there, I'm saying it, she will come back. Mark my words. Love. And I was going to say, I fear that she is also the next love interest.
Which is so complicated because he's going to be betraying his own life and heart from EO if he goes after a gold and he knows it. But then he's going to be like, well, but they're not all bad. But then that's complicated because you're there to infiltrate them.
And then there's going to be betrayal because she's going to find out that he's not who he says she is. And she's going to be like, you didn't think to tell me. And he's going to be like, but I couldn't. Ooh, that's where this is going.
I see it like a mountain in front of me. Well,
I see it like the back of my own eyes.
Exactly. Speaking of eyes, you can't immediately online. Immediately, if you do an eye color change in surgery, will you go blind? AI overview. Yes. Undergoing surgery to change your eye color for cosmetic reasons carries a very high risk of serious permanent damage, including vision loss and blindness. Very high risk of vision loss, and you're still doing it? Crazy.
We learned two things with that Google search. One, we learned that you will go blind. And two, we learned that you can, for real, all yourself, trust Grant's friend.
Shout out Colby.
Shout out Colby, not the cheese. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of our Patreon. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you're reading along with us too and enjoying this series. Our next Red Rising episode will come out in 2 weeks, and it will be chapters, let me double check. Yes, 15 through 21. So get to reading and have a great rest of your week.
Wait, before you go. Wait, everyone, wait. If you want to chat Red Rising with us, if you're like, I also have thoughts on this, join our Discord. We have a whole channel for Red Rising. We're chatting on there. It's a great time. So now.
And you can answer my questions, but I'm so confused.
Yes.
Love you all. Goodbye.
See ya.